Two unemployed actors, two unemployed actors. They're just between projects.
Welcome back to Two Unemployed Actors. Whether you're listening on your favourite podcast platform, geez, it's going to be a long one this time, podcast platform, or watching us on YouTube, follow us on social, all that sort of stuff. I'm Max.
Hell yeah, I'm Sam.
And thanks for the hell yeah, because that makes a difference.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I think we left off last week where in the middle of the podcast, I got an audition from the agent.
Yes.
So I went. First of all, and this is a good heads up for any actor because it can happen to anyone, make sure you check your email, check your platform. I was on Casting Network, so I had to log in and get the audition ticket, check for the script, because so many times people turn up and like, what script? You know, it's like, it's the attachment that's on, or they might allude to a script, but you haven't got it. At least ask for it, because don't be that person. Anyway, so I got the script, read through it, and it was the full brief from the agency. So, you know, lots of coloured pictures, colouring in and that sort of stuff. And then a couple of lines. So I practiced them all sorts of different ways and then sort of found my favourite and kicked off with that. And then I had a few other different ones.
What was it for?
A cruise ship.
Ah.
Of course, I got there, didn't need to learn the lines. Taking groups, so it was like 4 at a time, and you know, you give your name and age and whatever, and then we had to engineer a situation where we were best friends going out for dinner and having a great time and all that sort of stuff. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. But there's always one person in the group who doesn't quite get it, and it's kind of like, you know, looking in the wrong direction or taking too much time. In this case, taking too much time making small talk that's irrelevant. That's not the actual point of it.
Yeah.
But making small talk to forget to pull the phone out and take the selfie and all this other stuff that drove the scene forward. So we just spent this awkward moment just having conversations about how we looked and stuff, which wasn't the point. And I'm like, you got one job, pull the freaking phone out.
Yeah.
So then we had to have the director explain to us really slowly, you know, don't forget, you step forward, you say hello, then the camera, that's what's important, and then you've got to do the selfie and then blah, blah, blah. It was like, you know.
Yeah. When do you hear back? You don't know.
Oh, I think today was the callback.
Oh.
So.
He fucked it up.
Me
for you.
looking at my phone, waiting for that message.
Yeah. I
find with auditions, I forget. As soon as I walk out of the room, I'm focused on whatever's next. Otherwise, you can spend forever wondering.
Yeah, you can't think about an audition once it's over. It's over.
Overanalyzing it.
I love how you beeped out my swear word last podcast.
I'm trying to make a PG.
That was
for the children. The children.
There was one word you forgot.
Was there?
Yeah, at the end.
Oh.
It's funny. That was that one.
Well, the amount of swearing that goes on these days, I mean, that's hardly...
Yeah, no.
You know, they learn that in primary school. In kindy, it's in the books that I read them.
No, it was good. I found it funny. I really liked it. It was good.
On YouTube, I played with the bar effect, so it came with a blurry. But I got a little bit nerdy in Premiere Pro last week.
Okay.
The only issue was I forgot to record properly. Or I think I recorded properly, but then I moved the files from the camera to my computer, my super powerful computer, instead of copying them. And I think doing that, whether it was a $35 Amazon or my super powerful computer, probably just me, really, but
Probably.
Didn't quite work out. So anyway, that was last week. Every week we learn. The important thing is you can hear us properly now.
Yeah.
Which I kind of think is important for a podcast.
No.
It's up there.
No, I agree. No,
It's up there.
It is up there. I forgot my laptop. Well, I didn't forget. I just didn't bring my laptop today.
Oh, you got notes in your phone. I mean, who
I was going to comment on
no one actually writes anything down.
how you have paper and pen versus I have my laptop.
Correct.
And that age sort of...
Oh, listen, there's no need to leverage it because when I was
found it so funny.
5 years of radio, I always had a pad and a pen and because some stuff like 3 or 4 voiceovers an hour. So sometimes I'd have just a few notes scribbled because I had to remember to say something in a certain order, and it'd just be like a couple of bullet points, and something else might come to me before I press on and turn the mics on, and I'll just jot that down quickly. And it was just easy.
No, it's probably...
And then sometimes, even just about to turn the mics on, I wouldn't know what I'm going to say. So I just sort of go with that. And I wouldn't ever write things like word for word to sound like I'm reading it because A, my handwriting's absolutely friggin' horrible. Yeah, B, I don't want to sound like I'm reading something anay.
No, definitely.
So it's a hangover from radio. It's like I've got it all organised. And look, I mean, you can't read this. Try and read that.
Oh, it's like Leonardo da Vinci sort of stuff. Like
Yeah, same level of
can't
talent.
really- it's like written backwards and all that stuff. Yeah. Only you can read it.
I'm left-handed if that's got something to do with it.
Are you writing with your right hand?
No,
No, you're probably right. It's probably easier to have pen and paper.
everyone's a smart ass.
But to be totally honest, like if I had pen and paper, I'd be doodling the whole time, and I just wouldn't be concentrating.
That's your attention span.
No. Yeah, that's probably right.
In radio as well, because the co-host I'd write down sometimes the song that I'd have, because you get a playlist and I sort of go, you know what, I don't like that song, or I like a different version of that song, so I'd cross out and move things around a bit and might have a few notes.
Yeah, okay.
And she's grabbing it off me, going, and that was, and this is. I used to hate that. You know how you just, it's like, don't get violent. I made you a cup of coffee.
I know. It's the
For those of you who are only
freaking-
listening and not watching on YouTube, I make Sam a cappuccino from my marvelous machine,
There's no
which
chocolate
sort
on
of makes
top.
up somewhat for my lack of skill. And you're just throwing it around. I mean, mate,
Crazy.
last time I make you a cup of coffee. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it was about me. So she'd take the piece of paper and go, well, this is, and I can't read your writing. On one day I got so fed up because I hate listening to DJs just going, and that was, and this is, and the weather is. I really don't care. Anyway, that was, this is, and all. I can't read your writing. I'm like, listen, if you listen to the music we play, you wouldn't have to try and read my writing. It was only three. You only have to remember 3 songs before. I'm okay. I'm over it. It was 20 years ago. I'm on medication now. It's okay.
Oh my god.
I've sunk all of my money into the wonderful microphones.
Yes.
Next is probably like a course on how to actually edit. Probably.
Yeah.
So
Well, yes. In episode 1, we didn't use these mics.
yeah, no, we did. They were just in another room.
Yeah.
Uh,
We decided we needed
process.
that long distance sort of. No, that audition for that short film that I had.
yes.
I sent in the self tape.
The look on your face says no.
No. I was just trying to think. Maybe it's another short film. Maybe not the one. I
Jesus. Was it a traumatic experience?
No.
I mean,
It's a short film about it jumps from present to 1976. It's about a mother and a.
oh, that's when I was born.
But I'd auditioned for like the abusive drug addict boyfriend in 1976,
Right.
and I got a call back. Hell
Good.
yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. So
Super abusive.
exactly, I just must have played the
Throwing shit
roles.
around.
Yeah. But no, I got a call back, so that's on Thursday. So that's
Okay.
really cool. Excited about that.
Good. That's a good news. And is that with who's that with? Is that
That's
is that
with
the
SAE.
School? With SAE. Okay.
That design uni.
Okay.
I've auditioned for them a couple of times. Not much has come out of it.
How was the experience auditioning for them, like compared to other?
For this particular audition, I only sent in a self tape. So
Okay.
but I've auditioned them before, and it's different because it's not purely a film studies uni.
Right.
So their auditions are very different to different. They're
Yes.
different
Yes.
to like afters or
Yes.
something like that.
I think the thing with some of the post grad people studying, like when I did one with Afters, and he was a great editor, especially with effects, which kind of suited the story that he wanted to tell. But he really wanted to get control of the story, so he was there to study about directing
Yeah.
and all that encompasses. So you've already got someone with industry experience, so they know kind of how it all works. But which particularly helped because on that occasion, it was a challenge for the students to make a 60-second film on a particular theme, and he took like based on a toy, I think it was. He took Doll's House and built up this suspenseful story about getting trapped inside that doll's house. But I mean, it's kind of challenging to build up suspense in 60 seconds as well. You know,
It
I was
is,
playing
yeah.
some caricature of a old school American director.
Yeah.
You know, yelling at an assistant and all that sort of stuff. But then, because I remember having to pretend the wall was coming down. Pretend I'm acting. It's in the scene. The wall comes down. I'm banging on the glass to get through, and I'm going over and over and over, and the glass wasn't there. You know, I'm trying not to do the floppy arms or anything.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm hitting glass, and it looked great in post. Absolutely great. Like even the way color graded when the wall came down and I'm hitting the glass, the way the scene, well, I was somewhat obscured because of the glass was dirty and all that sort of stuff. Like it was just looked really cool, and you could see the frame vibrating
Okay.
when I'm like,
That's
so having that sort of background absolutely helped him to polish a short film,
Yeah.
short film, 60 seconds,
Yeah.
building up suspense and all that, plus giving him experience. And that was a challenge because we only had 6 hours. Like, everyone's basically ready to go. They've got their spaces organized. They've got their locations. We were in a sound stage. You had 6 hours. That was it. So, and he met me in the morning
Wow.
and we had to get it all shot
Did you audition though?
in 6 hours. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Not with him.
he saw it. It's sometimes they provide these great opportunities for you to learn. I mean, it's experience. Obviously, everything's experience when you turn up to a student film. But as we know, some are more organised than others. Some are more dedicated than others and committed than others. Some just have more resources too, which kind of helps. When you get people walking on set who have a lot of experience, like, it's so good to just shut up and learn, you know.
Oh yeah, it definitely. I did a I think it was like 4 or 5 minute short film thing
Yep.
at Afters a couple of years ago, maybe beginning of last year. But I've changed a lot since the beginning of last year. It's weird. I
Right.
can show you photos later.
So long ago.
Yes, so long.
5 minutes in my world, but anyway.
No, like physically, it was so long ago. It was like weird. Anyway, that's just puberty.
Physically long ago.
Physically, for me,
Emotionally,
never mind. It's okay.
mentally,
I'm an
it was
actor.
like 10 years ago.
Anyway, yeah, and it was at Afters, and we got a location right on the side of a road, a car, like an actual car. It was just really professional, and it was really cool. It was really fun to do.
It makes it easier when everyone's got a job to do and they know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's sometimes I was on a set once, and just people had no idea what they were doing, and to get one shot of one scene, it took like all day.
I find the fall down tends to be in the setup. They'll communicate what they want quite clearly, and having obviously read the script and understood the character and everything, you kind of know what it's going to be like before you step into that scene, obviously. But it's the actual how. It's the setting up and getting their vision to look like their vision on the screen, on their monitor. That's the challenge, and it can take so long. And I've had one actually stop and go, you know what, we've been shooting for a day and a bit. No, we need to get a certain type of camera. Look, I can't even operate these $30 Amazon ones. I can't remember what it's called, but a certain type of camera that can allow for this shot that goes down the hallway and chases me down the hallway and then into the corridor, whatever. Because they're not making it do it justice, and that was kind of a central point for the short film. So packed up because they didn't have the right equipment, right visit. So yeah, but you know, they'll have the right vision. Is what I'm trying to say. It's just how they can translate that into the film. Because I mean, I guess that's part of it, isn't it? It's part of learning. I mean, I don't expect everyone to know exactly what to do, but you can tell some who've done their homework and, you know, done a tech run previously, or, you know,
I know, that's true.
Somewhat tried.
And rehearsals with the actors is really important as well, because if they don't know what they're doing,
Correct.
Some almost get pissed off.
I mean, I can sense their fear because it's not a paid gig for actors.
No.
And you've obviously spent a long time living with this script. And this is going to help you in your career. Not just the experience, but I mean, you need the grade, right? You need the good feedback. You need something nice for the reel. And you're living with this, and it can come undone because you've hired the equipment from the school. You've done it, you know, you've got everything all geared up. And if the actor calls in and says, look, you know, I've got a paid gig, I can't do it. You know, you've got to move days around and stuff. But you sort of, there's an element of where you've got a whole lot of control over. I can sort of see it from that perspective.
Two unemployed actors.
Yes, so
Jai Courtney.
So
I know Jai.
So walking into
mine.
It really?
No, I wish.
Didn't think so.
It's unfortunate.
But
he's doing well.
Good acting. I believed you for a second.
Yeah.
I never remembered who you are.
Thank you.
And how unrealistic that would
Give
be.
me a role.
So yeah, it was an audition at Afters, and he was looking to actually film it. So for this short film, actually use film.
Okay.
Which is a whole other world of hurt because it's not cheap, and you can't afford to do lots of takes.
Yeah.
But I remember walking up with the assistant, and I'm like, you know, how's your day going? What's happening? She's like, oh, you know, the last 2 people didn't even turn up. And, you know, it's just sometimes, you know, like, do they call you? Let me know. Just don't turn up.
Wait, so it was this Jai Courtney who did it?
Yeah, to go audition for him and the producer for the short film.
Yeah.
Great to be called in. So obviously proved to the showreel.
What was he? Was he producing or?
I believe, he was producing. Wanted to direct it.
Okay.
Not sure if there was a character for him,
Mm-hmm.
or if he was just going to direct it. But the big thing was that absolutely had my attention was the fact that it was going to be on film. So rehearsal, and you don't get 9 takes or something. It's just, because it's every second is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So a bit of old school, and I would have loved to do that. So that sort of had that, and the audition piece obviously had my attention. But it was just interesting.
Did your agent get you
no, me direct.
Oh, yeah.
Sent him a reel about town. I was just surprised that there are people out there who go, okay, I see it as an opportunity to put my hand up, but
Yeah, I don't get
I
that.
may or may not turn up.
If you're a starting out actor, or like even you've been doing it for years, but you're still trying to break through, or whatever.
Yeah.
Why? Like that's what you. If the reason you missed it was because you had work call that morning, or
Yeah. Look,
It
life
doesn't-
happens, absolutely, but at least let them know.
But that's firstly, at least let them know. But even then, if acting is what you want to do and is your life, that's do it. Like do
Move
it.
heaven and earth to make
Everything
that moment
else
happen.
is second priority. Second.
Yeah.
I get it. Work. You need to pay the bills. But if acting is, that's what separates people getting into the industry.
Certainly, I think
and
if you
not.
make a commitment,
Yeah.
if you make a commitment, and for whatever reason you can't get that commitment, I mean, there's not many people in the industry that give people a second chance.
No.
You're fighting to get that opportunity to get in
yeah.
front of a camera, in front of a casting director, in front of a director, in front of anyone who can have some semblance of influence and perhaps unlock an opportunity for you, if not then down the
Exactly.
track. And you turn up, or you don't turn up, or you turn up unprepared, or you don't turn up at all. It's like because
You're
there's an
wasting
element
someone
of
else's time. Reputation is bloody important.
because they might be on the next Jai Courtney, next big,
Courtney's big.
project,
Exactly.
and that guy.
Well, they know your name.
I don't want him to come in and read with me.
Yeah.
He couldn't be bothered turning up when I had my film.
exactly. They're gonna-
And at the end of the day, you're going to be locked in with a team, filming for hours and hours together, days, depending on the project.
Months,
You're in that journey together. I've used the word journey again. Together, you're spending a lot of time working together. If you're not professional
one's gonna
in
work.
how you approached that opportunity, there's no guarantee for anyone to think that you're going to be professional when you're on set working as a team.
Yeah. No.
There's nothing worse than that moment when everyone is ready except one person.
Yeah. But
Don't be
especially
that
in
person.
Australia, it's such a small industry in
Yeah.
Australia. So if you're not, like, your reputation is so important.
Exactly. And you work so hard to build it. Don't muck it up.
Yeah.
If you say you're going to be there, be there. If you're not sure, say you're not sure. It could be this date, could be that day.
But be good about it.
I had like 6 hours of flexibility picking the time slot.
Yeah.
for
But
that.
be like, I want to work with you again in the future, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. Because they hear it all the time, but it's a good thing to hear.
Just cut the bullshit. Just be open and transparent. I finished Stranger Things.
Oh, wait. Finished season 3.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait.
It's not. I didn't like it as much.
Wait. I didn't finish it.
No, I'm not going to give you spoilers. I won't do that to people.
Everyone
But I kind of fast forwarded a lot of it to get to the end.
Yeah.
Not because I wanted to see what happened, but just because it was a bit, it's kind of like I'd
Wait,
seen
what
it
do you
a few
mean? You
times.
skipped?
Not a hot type, so just sort of fast forwarded a bit. I felt it was funnier. It was funnier than last time.
Yeah,
But-
I heard that they were going to make it, because I watched an interview with the Australian dude, Dacre Montgomery, and he said they've added some comedy and stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit
Even
more
though it's
humorous.
dark.
Not sort of taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
And yet, like the violence in it and the graphic nature of the monsters and everything is full on.
The CGI is a lot better. And like they've done
Certainly got a decent budget this time around.
Yeah.
It's a big money maker for Netflix.
Jess and I are only up to episode 4, so we've got 4 more.
Okay, and you can't jump ahead; you get into trouble.
No, wait, why jump ahead a TV show? That just ruins the whole thing. You're not
No,
like
it's-
emotionally invested in the characters,
No, I don't know.
I cried at the end of Vampire Diaries. That's how invested.
There's so many things wrong with you. That's just one of them.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm a actor. Actors are weirdos.
But Fred didn't like it. Fred, my mini dash hound, he doesn't like babies crying, so he'll start barking,
Yeah.
and the monsters. So the CGI didn't really captivate him. Yeah, he ran for the television and just kept barking. So it's kind of a bit difficult to watch some of the stuff. But
no.
with this other dimension thrown in,
He was actually the one who skipped.
called Fred. He wanted to skip a lot of it if I let him have his way. Because he does sit there. He sits on the couch next to me and watches telly. And I've got to be careful because an ad will come on and it'll be a dog or a scene with a dog barking and that's it. You know, Fred's up and
Oh my God.
yelling at the television. Yeah.
Yeah.
I took him for this is okay. This it's still related to the podcast, but taking him for a walk down Centennial Park on the weekend, randomly cut through an area to get back to the dog park, and because he loves to run with his own kind, there was a few other dashies there. Oh, there's a tree with a plaque under it. I'm like, oh, you know, you're curious. So I'm walking past. This is me. I just thought, you know, I'll have a look at the tree.
Yeah.
Guess whose tree?
Russell Crowe's. I saw on your Instagram.
But cool. Yeah, no, Russell Crowe's tree. I'm like, how random. I'm walking through here. So I did tag him. I'm sure he's noticed. It's doing all right. It's doing okay. But yeah, from the Russell Crowe family, dedicated to the park.
Why?
In honor of Russell Crowe. I thought it was going to say in memorial or something. I know.
That's so
At least
weird.
the tree's going to grow and everyone will flock
Wait,
there.
what park is it?
Centennial.
Oh, Centennial.
So if you're in Sydney, it's a big park near the city with a tree in it of many trees.
Where,
and this one has a plaque about Russell Crowe.
near
I don't know. Seriously, I couldn't walk back to find that spot. It was so random.
Sort of thing, like.
It was so random. I couldn't walk. I promise I could never walk back and find that exact tree. It was just so ridiculous. I thought at least he'd get something, you know, near a fountain where a lot of people congregate.
Tree.
It's not near a path.
Yeah.
A little bit of dog shit near it, but it wasn't mine. Russell, wasn't mine.
It wasn't yours?
Yeah. The only thing more random would be if he was watering it. I wonder who else. I wonder if Hugo Weaving has one.
Why? Because he's Aussie.
Or
all Aussie,
famous Aussie actors.
All
I don't know.
famous Aussie actors.
Well, Russell's not even. He's born in New Zealand.
Well, Hugh Jackman has.
Hugh Jackman, has he got a tree in Centennial?
Well, he's got a star in Hollywood.
Nicole Kidman? Well, I guess.
Yes.
Star in Hollywood, tree in Centennial. I mean, you really want both.
I prefer the tree. I have an audition for a musical coming up. Another one.
Good.
It's called The Last 5 Years. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's a good one.
Right.
It's cool. It's about. It's only a 2-person musical. It's about a couple. Did I tell you this? Maybe I didn't. I don't know. It's
just the voices in your head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Classic. Kathy and Jamie are the two characters, and it opens with Kathy at the end of their relationship, and she travels backwards to the beginning, and Jamie at the beginning, and he travels to the end.
Okay.
And it goes like that.
They pass each other in.
Yeah, the only song they sing together is when they meet in the middle, and it's their like marriage song, and then they keep going. It's really cleverly written, and the music's really cool. But
that sounds interesting.
It's in Wollongong.
Imagine those rehearsals, long trips to Wollongong.
Exactly. So it's like 8 hours of travel time approximately every week.
And really, you can't miss the rehearsal because it's kind of you and another person.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Jess is auditioning too, so hopefully it's like...
Oh, that would be so random.
Be awesome.
Could you imagine?
It would be so much fun. I mean, they do fight. We'll have to like
add a sense of real.
At least the method acting works well for that.
Yeah. Just remember the other night. Oh, that's hilarious.
But
that'd be great.
The audition song.
Yeah.
Which I was like crossing my fingers to be this song because it's a song that I've used or learnt for years now, and it's that song. So it's really like I was like, yes, I know it. Awesome. I've practiced it. And
Stars
it hasn't let me down before.
That's good. Stars are aligning. It's all going your way.
And then I don't get it. That's what happens.
Wow.
No, but I've used it in auditions, 2 previous auditions, and got them both times. So it's like my lucky song. So hopefully
your lucky song. Right. Brilliant. Even better.
Song. And if I don't get it in this one, I'm going to be like, nah, okay.
It's now your unlucky song.
Yeah. Do you have a lucky song?
It's a fickle business. 1 minute you're the favourite song. So I'm going to TV Talks tonight. Which is free, which also helps actors. It's at Afters, and the theme tonight is make it bigger, about the pressure of having to, the next reality TV show be bigger and better than the last one. Or there's so much reality TV still. And I think the one gem in all of it was Lego Masters. I loved Lego Masters.
Oh, yeah.
So did the network that aired it, because it won in like every demographic, from like kids to mature adults.
All
It
male.
was just well, no, but that's just it. There was something where people could actually sit down and go, I could watch reality TV with the family. I don't have to worry about people swearing and throwing wine glasses at each other. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it gets so full on trying to up the ante every time there's a reality TV show, and it's just so cheap to produce versus scripted drama. It's like so cheap, and in Australia we've got this quota where you have to have a certain amount of Aussie shows, I'm sure you know. And when you've got a tight budget, it's easy just to copy paste a reality show that's successful overseas.
That's true.
Pay the licensing fee, outsource it to like a production company, and every hour costs a lot less than scripted drama. Obviously, we'd love more scripted television.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Being actors we are.
That reminds me of a joke. Actually, like when you said copy and paste American drama. I saw an Indian comedian, and he was hilarious, and he was talking about Married at First Sight, and he's like, "What are you doing, Australia? That's my life. That's
his culture.
You stole that from us. What's so interesting about it? Blah blah blah." And it was really funny. I thought it was great. Anyway, there we go.
Misappropriated a part of his culture and leveraged it for financial success.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get that show.
But it's amazing the links people go to get onto reality TV too.
Oh yeah.
Talking to someone who shall remain nameless, who went to an audition for a reality TV show.
Was it you?
No. And it was one like Married at First Sight or First Dates, one of those ones. So Emma wouldn't approve of me auditioning for that. But they went there and thought, because you had a phone screening beforehand, having a conversation, and she was just letting it all out, like just no filter, because that's part of her normally, which is why we get on great. And it makes it really entertaining when she has a different perspective on things and a great sense of humour. So that got her into the room, and then in that room they have sort of conversations with you. The casting assistant or producer's assistant or something has conversations with you, and then they bring you upstairs, and obviously people have been worded and they want to see how you interact in a conversation on screen. They've been worded onto who you are a little bit and what makes you tick, and you've done the survey of what you like and don't like and all that sort of stuff, so they can ask the right questions to get the right reaction.
Yeah, okay.
Which worked quite well. But in the room where you've got, say, a dozen people who sort of made the first or second cut, right? So they sent the application online, got an answer, got a phone call screening. So it's probably third base. There they are in the room, and the casting assistant walks in and says, "G'day everyone. Oh, hi Georgie. Hi Miller. Hi Ralph. Hi," because it's regulars that are there all the time. Like I mean, this is maybe they even stay single to be more available for Married at First Sight or First Dates or any of these
Well,
shows.
did you hear that someone went on The Bachelor or Bachelor in Paradise or something like that, and they actually had a partner somewhere else, and they lied to
really?
the producers just to
get on telly?
Yeah. So stupid. These people are so dumb. Jess and I recently went to see a play called Puffs at Fox Studios.
Okay.
It's about Hufflepuff from Harry Potter. So it's like a spoof spin-off sort of thing.
Okay, just pretend that I have never seen Harry Potter.
Pretend you've never seen it?
Yeah, because and I don't know what a puffing puff is. What?
Why?
What's a what's a puffing puff? I don't look. Okay, I haven't seen Harry Potter. I haven't read the books.
But you have. Yeah. No, you haven't.
What's a puffing puff?
What's a puffing puff? I didn't say puffing puff.
What did you say?
Puffs. Hufflepuff.
Oh,
have you seen Harry
Huffing
Potter?
Puff.
at
Huffy
all?
Puff. I haven't. No, I've got no idea
I
what's
can't
going
believe
on.
that.
A huffing puff.
No.
And is it like a scary? Is it like something out of Stranger Things?
It's not even what I said.
Huffing puff.
Huffle
Puff.
Hufflepuff. Seriously?
What's a
Have you not
Hufflepuff?
seen Harry Potter?
Sounds like a breakfast cereal.
No way.
Hufflepuffs.
You have to see Harry Potter.
No, I haven't.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
So-
the point is,
What's a Hufflepuff? No, I need
you
to
still
know
you
this.
just want to know. It's a house at Hogwarts. Do you know what Hogwarts is?
Oh, I thought it was. That's the school where they learn to be witches.
Got it.
I thought it was a monster or something. It was a house.
No.
It's a
Yeah,
location.
It's a house. No,
Hufflepuff.
like a schoolhouse. So Hufflepuff.
Oh,
Gryffindor.
within the. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, this play called Puffs.
Thank you for donating so much time to educate me. I
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
We'll just cut it out. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so it's about Hufflepuff, but because everything in Harry Potter is copyrighted by J.K. Rowling and all that stuff,
yeah.
they can't say Harry Potter, but they can say Harry and Mr. Potter, and they can say Puff, but not Hufflepuff, and like imply
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And they can use the colors that the houses are, so yellow, blue, red.
So they can allude to the whole
Exactly. And they advertise
Harry Potter
it.
world
Yeah.
without paying the check.
Yeah, and they advertise it like, come see your favorite wizard at the school of magic or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's really clever because Harry Potter, that name is copyrighted, which is ridiculous. But it is. You can only say Harry and Mr. Potter because those are separate names. But they've done it so well that, like, in a sentence, one of the characters will say, Harry, blah, 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 Mr. Potter, and it sounds like it's together.
So they make it sound quite natural.
Yeah.
So basically, the lawyers wrote the first draft, and then they brought it to life a bit more naturally.
Exactly. Or they wrote the final draft. They had to cut stuff.
To avoid being shut down or having to pay $1 million check.
It was just really clever, but yeah, that's just talking about more ownership and more.
Well, even in the world of musicals, I mean, to be able to put on a production like Cats or something, I can imagine that'd be a bit of a bigger bill.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
To pay for that sort of, or Back to the 80s. A friend of mine was in Back to the 80s, and there's different levels of Back to the 80s.
Yeah.
There's the level with the songs that you kind of somewhat maybe remember, and there's the one with Michael Jackson songs and Madonna songs, and you can imagine which one's more expensive. And the Harry Potter franchise has still got legs, hasn't it? Are they going to pop out more movies?
Well,
the kids are all grown up. Maybe the kids are going to have kids. The wizards.
They've had kids.
Have they?
Yeah, they at the end of spoiler alert, at the end of the last one, they're like 19 years later. They skip.
Right.
It's really emotional.
And they had little wizards. Well,
but
I guess we've got to have the
beasts and where to find them, which is like that.
Offshoot sort of thing. So I guess we'll have the television show, the cartoons. When it gets to Harry Potter on Ice, then we know the franchise is probably on the way out.
On Ice.
Yeah.
Are they like?
Is that like the end of a franchise life, or is it when you're on a cruise ship? On a pantomime or something. Is that, Harry Potter on...
Yeah, on ice. Or like on ice.
On a cruise ship. All right. Thanks for spending time with us. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And we'll be back next week. Thanks for listening in on your favourite podcast platform. Catch us on YouTube and follow us on social. See you next week.
To unemployed actors.
Is it bad if I have to go to the toilet?
What now?
Lucky it's not live.
Oh, it's not, you need to go now.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, you'd have to ask permission. Just storm off like you did last time.
Talk to yourself.
I'll edit it out.